Alright guys, so today's video will be about leather holster. I make all of these holster myself. That started off basically a few months ago when I was looking for a leather holster, obviously, for my new gun. That gun is polished stainless. So I try to stay away from Kydex because I wanted something to protect the finish in the long run, in the long time. So because of where I am, acquiring anything like firearm related is very hard and takes a long time to pre-order. So basically I decided to go to YouTube and start looking at how people make leather holster. Long story short, I've been making close to 100 maybe since a few months ago, and people have been ordering stuff from me and I've been selling them. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'll be showing you guys a couple of the ones that I made recently. This is for 1911. I am extremely huge 1911 fan, and 1911 have a special place in my heart. So this holster is, I make this all 1911 holster in this video for one customer, for a Cabot. He owns a Cabot 1911 government model. So as you guys can see, this is a inside the waistband, which is basically tucked inside your pants, and obviously this clip is outside, clipping on the belt. So that's that, and basically a lot of the features is very sleek and very straightforward. There's nothing fancy about it. The key to making leather holster is basically making it really clean. If you guys look at the stitching, it's all very tightly on the contours of the firearm. Now in this holster right here, as you guys can see, the inside is lined with another layer of thinner leather. So basically, the flesh will not be contacting the gun itself. So this is the second one. This is a pancake or saddlebag style, which is worn outside of the pants, or mostly known as the outside of the waistband holster, OWB. This is also for a 1911 government model. This is in all black, very straightforward, very sleek. There's nothing obstructing the contours of the firearm, as you guys can see. This is also lined on the inside. So meaning, like I said earlier, the flesh part of the leather is covered up by another thinner layer of leather. So basically it's the smooth part of the leather that's contacting the firearm, which is the whole idea, is to protect the finish. It's not that the flesh is going to damage the finish, it's just to minimize any friction and all those kind of stuff. I mean, it's basically for firearms that's blued finish and blued finishing, and something that's a bit older style. It's just another step to protect the finish. As you guys can see, the stitching is made very close to the contours, to the lines of the firearm, making it very clean look. And this is double stitch as well, also for added aesthetics. On this side as well, the inside of this belt loop is also finished properly. As you guys can see, that's the retention. It's a slight retention. It's nothing over the top. Basically, it's just to add a bit of a friction, and the retention is basically on this part of the trigger guard, so it's not going to obstruct or going to interfere with the trigger itself. Alright guys, so this one is a bit fancier. This one obviously have a croc skin inlay or reinforcement. So basically that's on the front parts, just a tiny portion. A friend of mine was his watch strap maker, and he got tons of scrap croc skin. So he sent it over to me for free. And this right here is basically customer requested something in the color of maroon. I try to make this as close as possible to maroon. I'm colorblind, but as far as my wife is concerned, that's maroon. Okay, so dark red, and like The previous two, this is also line on the inside for the same reason. As you guys can see, I try to make this as clean and as defined as possible. All the lines of the gun. It's also because of how beautiful 1911 is, the lines of the gun. So I try to showcase the beauty of the gun on the leather. Same thing with the stitching, very clean, very tight fit. And it's also double stitched. The inside of the belt loop is also finished as it should. The edges are sleek, black, shiny. All right, so that's that. It's a bit of a fancier version of the previous one. This is also a outside of the waistband, or OWB. All right. Now this one is the plain uncolored, undyed. So basically that's the color of the leather. It's one of the most challenging finish for me, because I have to maintain all the tools to be as clean as possible without smearing the leather, because the leather in its raw form is very easy to pick up any color or dirt, so anything will stain it. So it's a very hard process for me. I don't know about other people, but it's very hard for me because I have to keep all my tools very clean, my tables clean, because or else I'm gonna stain it. As you guys can see, there's a bit of a stain there. I don't know how it got there, but it just show up. I mean, it's an organic material, so it's gonna react, unpredictably, I guess. As you guys can see, the stitching is properly stitched, properly tensioned. The knot is in between the leather. This is also lined on the inside, as you guys can see. Now, most of this I haven't mentioned is finished in pretty much high gloss. It's just to match the firearm, because it's for a Cabot 1911, a polished stainless steel. I'm pretty sure it's stainless, I'm not sure. So I need to make the holes pop as well. This is uncolored. As you guys can see, the edges has been burnished very extensively, with a lot of passion, with sweat and a lot of elbow grease, man. This is something I'm really proud of. Very sleek, very straightforward, but very nice. And the last one, this is for a 1911 officer. This is not for the customer. I made this for myself, although I do not own any 1911 officer, but I thought that would be something really cool and cute. So basically pretty much the same thing as the previous one, except this is for the officer model, which is the smaller 1911. Same thing, it's lined on the inside. You can see this much more clearly. That's the leather. All right, now it's very tough, very sturdy. It's gonna last you a long time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I made all of this myself, learning from mistakes and watching, also copying a lot of people. I made myself a conscious decision to try to make things very original, but many times a holster is a holster, like, two pieces of leather that's sewn together like this. Everybody makes them. The lines, a lot of it is very similar, because you have to follow certain rules and guidelines, so it ended up looking quite similar in many cases, but I try to make this my design as original as possible. But I learned from people's design, going to forums, Facebook group, US Holster Makers group, I think that's the name. That's where I'm at, learning from people, asking questions, etc. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and God bless. Bye bye.